listen, we all have a hashtag, this is my brand
We do.
show, and I think that the isekai genre is just, it's just becoming you, John. It's just you. It's just part of you
Accept
now. You need
it.
to accept it. This is an intervention. We came here today with our flags held high. You're tearing this family apart, John.
きっと約束だよいつかまた同じ笑顔で
Hello, and welcome back to the box, the Annie chat box, where 5 friends snuggle up in a teeny tiny space to talk about all things anime. I'm really excited. That is the best catchphrase and the only catchphrase that we've ever had. Thanks, Cammie.
You're welcome.
I'm here snuggling with my fellow boxers. That's what we are, I guess, now.
Oh, is this Hajime no Ippo now?
Ding ding! Yeah.
That's awesome.
First match is Cammie versus John.
Oh, okay.
Rip him to shreds, Cammy.
Punch him in the face.
What's it called? John.
Hmm?
We'll do fisticuffs. It has to be fisticuffs if I'm fighting you.
But yes, us all wonderful and dignified boxers are snuggling up for our 102nd episode. I'm still pretty excited that we're in the triple digits. And I'm going to go ahead and announce everyone who's here with me. There's Craig, who has not said a word yet.
What's up, Internet? How's it going?
Aw, yeah, all right. Off to my immediate left is the person who I've been enjoying an Aikatsu marathon with today.
I cuts.
I cuts.
Hi, everyone.
That was Dominic. They're awesome, and they're really good at snuggling to watch anime with. I'm
Don't-
just saying.
No, I'm not awesome.
Yeah, you
Don't
are.
give them the
Everyone
wrong
here is
impression.
awesome. I only have the highest standard of friends.
That's true.
Other things in my life you can question, but my friend quality, I keep it premium. Speaking of premium friendship, across the United States, you've got one of the besties of the best, Miss Cammie.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make myself a trophy that says one of Cassie's besties of the best. And I'm just gonna wear it
Yes.
on my chest when I have a bad day.
Oh. Also deserving of a friendship medal, across the ocean we have Jonathan Joestar.
Hello, everyone. Hope you have a spot of tea if you're into that. I've been watching too much of the Spiffing Brett lately. Ignore me.
Actually, John, I am actually very disappointed in myself because I've started drinking tea recently. Last month I was super into it. I was drinking tea like 2 or 3 times a day. And then the last couple of weeks I have not drank a single speck of tea.
Back to soda.
Back to soda, back to my life of
no!
crime.
You're so good. You're so good.
I've been stressed out, alright. And instead of drinking a cup of tea, which would probably calm me and make my day better, I'm like, pump that caffeine, baby. We gotta stress harder.
I need to get wired.
It's a-okay. A lot of tea is caffeinated too, so no worries. You are good for the choices you make.
Actually, John, what is your favorite tea?
English breakfast tea, I guess, is what it tends to be referred to as.
British tea.
I mean, listen, if he wants to be fancy with his fancy tea, he could be fancy with his fancy British tea.
I'm not too keen on Earl Grey, in all honesty.
I've never had Earl Grey, and I don't think I've had English breakfast either. I've got like some weird like herbal green teas,
Mm-hmm.
but they're yummy. I might have to try out the original British teas.
I think sometimes they refer to it as Royal English tea.
Royal English tea. Do I get to feel like royalty when I drink it?
That's the one you deserve.
Pinky out.
Pinky out?
Pinky out.
Pinky out. But we will probably spread some more tea drinking tips from our resident Brit throughout the episode. So stay on your toes there, John. I'll start asking you questions at random. But for now, we're going to jump on to a different topic, and that is our spring 2019 seasonal picks. Last week, we got rid of some anime, and we also added some more, and now we're looking forward to adding even more.
Why are we like this?
Because this is what the seasonal anime life is like.
It's awful.
It
What
really
do we
is.
do? But joking aside, I'm actually really excited because spring is like super fucking stacked. So I'm excited to see what everyone has. It's not like I know what everyone has.
Not at
because
all.
At a secret factory that I am totally not part of, there is a rescue effort going on for all of us on our own separate islands that are totally not in our homes, because we've been stranded for literally almost 2 to 3 years now. I have no idea how long we've been doing this. 2 years? 2.5 years?
2 years,
Something like that.
Yeah.
We've been stranded for a long time, and every single season, instead of sending us food or water or transport, on the ocean floor, we dig up a lovely little bottle of anime that we are tasked to look at and watch and think about each season.
I didn't ask for this.
I
You've
know,
been
it's
volunteered to join the podcast.
I didn't ask for this.
And in the same way we do each season, if you're not familiar, we're going to go in a round robin style, and everybody received a bottle, or in layman's terms, or whatever terms, a Google Doc, that says one of the random other hosts pick for the season, and they will receive them secretly and loudly on this podcast, and we get to hear their reactions about how happy or upset they are with what anime they've been assigned to watch and report on in the coming spring season. We're going to go in round robin with Cammie going first, John going second, me going third, Dominic going fourth, and Craig going fifth, because we saved the best for last.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, John, how much is tea? How much is it to get a package of tea?
My workplace, we sell decaf tea for a box of decaf tea for £1, and I think that's
Damn.
like 80 tea bags, if I remember correctly.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Tea over there is cheap.
We also sell my preferred golden tea bags, for £1.39, I think.
Are they golden because they're extra royal? Is that the high quality shit?
It is better than the standard red box.
John only goes for that good shit.
The primo
Good
shit.
tea.
Pinky
Yeah.
out.
Pinky out.
For reals this time, though. Cammie, you are up.
All right. And so my secret recipient in my bottle this time is Cassie. And I know she has no clue what she's got. So this is all going to be such a surprise.
What? Wiggity what?
Your number 3 pick for the spring 2019 season is Shometsu Toshi. One day, a city suddenly disappears. Takuya, a professional by-the-contract courier and lone wolf, meets Yuki, the only survivor from the city's extinction. The two rely on a message from Yuki's father, who was heard to be missing, and head toward the disappeared city, lost. However, unexpected obstacles strike before the pair, and the reality especially is shocking for Yuki. Before them are feelings of those left behind, a mysterious group manipulating in the shadows, and unveiling a hidden conspiracy. Takuya and Yuki, who both were initially strangers, would deepen their bond during the journey and unravel the mystery of the lost city. That sounds pretty dang cool.
Is this that one where in the PV the guy is like in the air and then he
Yes.
summons a bunch of... Okay.
Yes.
All right.
This is
I
the
believe
Madhouse
so.
one.
Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I remember...
You didn't put it high enough.
I know, but I remember we were watching that PV and like for the majority of the PV I was just like... And then he did that, and I was like, put that shit on my list.
Put that shit on my list, but put it low.
Fucking fate ass bullshit with guns.
I'm not gonna lie, this one wasn't super high on my list either. But a lot of us had very similar picks for this season because there's a lot of really hot, spicy anime. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even mad. This one looks actually pretty cool. Like, even though it wasn't like top tier for me, it does look interesting, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I'm especially intrigued by the part of the synopsis that talks about them meeting with people who are like souls that were lost and interacting with those memories. That could be really interesting, so...
I hear it's based on a game.
That could be either really good or really bad. Game adaptations can really only go one of two ways,
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens. That being said, I guess we'll move on to John. So how much would it cost me to get a cup of tea?
Why are you like trying to import tea from England?
It's like a tea
I don't think that
peddling
would make
business.
it. Yeah, I don't think that would make it cheaper, honey. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just asking how much, like, do you guys have tea stalls where you can just get, like, a cup of tea on the go? Like, you can do that at Starbucks, right? Like, how much is it in Britain?
Most coffee places here do sell tea as well. If they sell coffee, they sell tea. But like that, that can be like £1 per cup. So, nah. I also don't recommend getting tea from places like that because it tends to be really stewed. Personally, I feel.
See, look at all of the fun facts we're learning, all because we're learning to ask the right questions.
Anywho, my secret recipient this season is Cammy.
Yay!
So Cammy's number 3 pick for the season is Mayonaka no Occultic Kolmin. And the synopsis goes, Miyako Arata is newly assigned to the Shinjuku Ward's office's nighttime regional relations department. Each of Tokyo's 23 wards has one such department, established to mitigate paranormal and occult-related events. Arata's special skill is the understanding of non-human speech, and the story begins with him encountering a yokai at Shinjuku Gyoen Park, who refers to him as the legendary Heian-era exorcist Abe no Seimei.
So, as John would know,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get on my shit that involves humans and yokai stuff because that's just a new sub-brand that I am interested in. All I remember from this PV is that I thought the character designs looked kind of wonky, but it still looked interesting. There were a lot of like flashy supernatural creatures and it looked very dramatic. So yeah, I'm pretty good with this as well. Like it's not top of my list, but I'm excited to give it a try.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
I think I put it on my list, but I wasn't super intrigued, but I also was intrigued.
Yeah.
It was like one of those weird mixed feelings, so we'll have to see what you think of it.
The very, very beginning of the PV vaguely reminded me of like something out of Shin Megami Tensei, so I was kind of interested, but the rest of it didn't look as interesting, so I put it kind of low on my list. Or did I put it on my list? I don't even remember.
I didn't even think about SMT, but now I definitely see what you mean. That'll be interesting.
All right, so I think that it is my turn to read about wonderful things and wonderful people because my secret recipient is Dominic. What? So, Dominic's number 3 pick for the spring 2019 season is Aikatsu Friends Kagayaki no Juru. Synopsis. And we're doing the season 1 synopsis because in good old My Anime List fanfare, they don't have a season 2 synopsis, so we're just going to go with season 1. So, Aine Yuki, who is a regular student at Star Harmony Academy's normal division, meets Mio Minato from the Idol division, who invites her to join Aikatsu to fulfill Aine's goal to make friends. She also befriends Maika Chono and Emma Hinata, who are also idols. Aine and Mio form a pair to become best friends, to become the Bright Diamond Friends. Karen Kamashiro and Mirai Asuku are categorized as Diamond Friends and are in the Diamond class. And they are also the like role models and, seniors that they look up to and want to be.
Is that the end of the synopsis?
That's the end of the synopsis. It was kind of a weird synopsis.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
I just have to say, Cassie, that you said the title really well with like the Juru. It was very precious.
But yeah, I picked this mainly so that it would actually put a fire under Cassie's butt so that we can actually finish the first season of Aikatsu Friends, which we started up again last night. So, go me.
Yeah.
Also, it'll be interesting for you to cover that show because I don't think a lot of anime podcasts give a light to the the kid block, I guess, because these are children's shows, but they also have a lot of value for us as adults. I've learned through going back and watching some older magical girls shows that it's very healing to watch things that are generated for a younger audience. So I think that we'll be able to give a fresh take on that because not a lot of podcasts cover this material. So it'll be fun.
Going through those uncharted waters.
Yeah, so we get to be one of the few podcasts that's saying, yeah, we're covering Aikatsu Friends. What? Yeah, we
Want
are.
to fight about it?
Want to fight about it? Want to fight about my children's cartoons? Yeah, we do. I think we're one of the few that actually cover Precure, too. But if it does end up passing, I feel like we could have an interesting conversation just about the idol animes and how they vary when they're marketed to different age groups.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a fun conversation that we could have actually regardless if it passes or not. So Is that the only reason you picked it? So
no, I picked it because it's Aikatsu and it's my brand.
Thank you. I just wanted you to say that. All right, let's round it up. It's your turn, honey.
Okay, and my recipient is Craig.
Da 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 bang 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 bang.
So Craig's number 3 pick for the spring 2019 season is Fairy Gone.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice, Craig.
The synopsis is as follows. Once upon a time, fairies were tools of war. The story takes place in a world where fairies possess and dwell in animals, giving them mysterious abilities. By removing the organs of a possessed animal and what the fuck? And transplanting them into humans, fairies can be summoned as an alter ego and be used as a weapon. So it's basically stands. Such individuals who use fairies as war tools were called fairy soldiers. Once the war was over and they completed their roles, the soldiers lost their purpose. Some began working for the government, some joined the mafia, and some even became terrorists, as they each chose their own way to live. 9 years have passed since the war. The protagonist, Maria, is a new recruit of Dorothea. That's a weird name. An organization which investigates and suppresses fairy-related crimes. Amidst the unstable political situation, criminals with lingering wounds from the war and past conflicts emerge and engage in terrorism as an act of revenge. This is the story of the fairy soldiers, fighting for their own justice in a chaotic post-war world.
So Craig is being arrested for fairy-related crimes.
Fairy war crimes.
Fairy war crimes.
So when I saw this, I was like, yo, the description kind of sounds like a edgier, darker version of Violet Evergarden. But when I saw the PV, and it looks like a proof of concept, but it kind of gave me weird vibes of like Parasite, where the humans transform into like beasts essentially by transplanting fairies into themselves. And I'm like, do they just fight each other? Is this Killing Bites again? Are they just going to turn into monsters and fight each other? Because, hardcore fighting, I guess. I don't know, it seemed interesting and something different, so I figured, why the heck not? It was pretty high up on my list, if I remember.
It's also an original concept from PA Works, so that sounds like it could be really interesting.
Yeah.
I also want to just shout out, I put this on my list as well, but for some reason a whole bunch of the PVs this season were not available to me in the UK. So there's a bunch that I kind of like, the description sounds cool. I'd add it to my list, but I'm going in kind of blind.
I mean, that's fair. I remember back in the day, I used to just read the description and look at the concept art, and that's how I made my choice, because I was too lazy to watch PVs. And that's how I ended up with Handshakers, so I don't do that anymore. But yeah, so I get how it feels to go in blind, John. And who knows what you will end up with. I'm very excited to find out.
Speaking of, my secret recipient here is John.
What?
His number 3, his third show for the spring anime season is Philosopher's Grandson, otherwise known in Japan as Kenja no Mago. The synopsis goes as such. A young man who had surely died in an accident was reborn in another world as a baby. After that, he was picked up by the patriot hero, sage Merlin Wolford, and was given the name Shin. He was then raised as a grandson by Merlin and soaked up Merlin's teachings, earning him some shocking powers, however. When he became 15, his grandfather Merlin said, I forgot to teach him common sense. An abnormal boy's unconventional, otherworldly fantasy life starts here. Yo, this is fucking isekai set in, like, Arthurian lore.
The thing that makes me laugh is it's like he died and then was and then was reborn as a baby, and it's like, bitch, that's reincarnation.
I just have to laugh so hard because this is the one that our friend Teresa said, "Hey John, you should watch this. It seems like a you show." And then we got on that whole discussion about, "Oh no, John's brand is an isekai," and yet it lands
totally is.
on your
It
list.
really is.
Listen, we all have a hashtag "This is my brand"
We do.
show, and I think that the isekai genre is just becoming you, John. It's just you. It's just part of you
Accept
now. You need
it.
to accept it. This is an intervention. We came here today with our flags held high. You're tearing this family apart, John.
It'll be interesting to see how this one fares.
It looks nicer than your average isekai. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
From what little I saw of it. It was on my list too. I'm just gonna put that out there.
It was on mine low, if I remember right.
But John, what do you have to say?
It does look well animated and pretty interesting. The reason why I still think of it as a isekai is because it looks like he gets his memories of his previous life back somehow as when he becomes a teen.
I hope it's not when he's a baby. Can you imagine being a full-grown adult and, like, stuck in the body of a baby, not able to do anything? That would suck.
Becoming John Malkovich.
I just don't know where we draw the line between it's reincarnation and it's, oh, I've been thrown into a fantasy world, but I'm still maintaining my original, like, body and persona and everything. Like, I don't know where the line there is drawn.
Because it's like, even when they do remember, they never really make an attempt to go back for whatever reason. Because it's always framed that the new world is so much cooler. So it's like, I wonder if this one maybe, or some one down the line might actually try to take that route. That'd be unique.
There's been the occasional time that they've wanted back into their original world.
Gotcha.
That's not the common trend.
Not
Yeah.
really.
But hey, listen, the isekai stuff has done cool stuff before. I mean, I've heard a lot of really good buzz around reincarnated as a slime.
Mm-hmm.
So this apparently is, I was reincarnated as a baby and became a magician. So let's see if it's just as wholesome and good or if it falls flat on its face. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So
He's hoping.
I'm looking forward to hearing back from your reporting on the scene, at the scene of the crime, Jonathan. But we'll see what happens. All right, I think we're cycling back around.
Mm-hmm.
Round 2! And Cassie's number 2 pick for the spring season is, and I know she's happy about this, Boku tachi wa benkyou ga dekinai, or We Never Learn. Yes.
I'm excited.
The synopsis goes, his late father always said that a useless man should strive to be useful, so to that end, third-year high school student Nariyuki Yuiga dedicated himself to becoming a high-achieving student in his school despite his history of poor grades. In order to give his destitute family a better life, his ultimate goal is to obtain the special VIP nomination, a prestigious scholarship covering all future university tuition fees. Although Nariyuki could feasibly be a shoo-in for the nomination, he's constantly overshadowed by classmates Rizu Ogata and Fumino Furuhashi in mathematics and literature, respectively. To his delight, Nariyuki receives the nomination, but there's a catch. He has to tutor his 2-star classmates, who are each hopelessly mediocre at the other's subject of expertise. To make matters worse, the subjects that they are horrible at are the same subjects that they want to pursue in their futures. As the time to submit university applications draws nearer, Nariyuki must find an effective tutoring method for the girls before it's too late.
Okay, so I started reading this manga and it's really cute and really wholesome. It has some of the drawbacks that obviously would come with a group of girls being around a guy. It's basically kind of a harem show / manga, but it more focuses on the fact that all of the girls that are involved with this gentleman want to get better at something for some reason, and he helps them really fix what their focus is, I suppose. So the girl who's really good at like math and science wants to pursue literature. The girl who's really good at literature wants to pursue math and science. And he kind of brings them both together and says, well, why don't you just tutor each other? And they're like, we're really bad at that, so no. And from there he has to find like legit good teaching methods, like, oh, so and so is better with these kind of notes, so and so is better at learning things this way. And I don't know what it is about it, it's just really charming. I've only read a few chapters of the manga, but I really like it, and I saw it was getting an anime, so I put it pretty high on my list. I'm hoping it's good.
After I heard from you that you thought it was good, I recommended it to Get, and then Get read it, read some of it, and thought it was good, and then he had me read a couple chapters, and I also think it is good, so I'm very excited to see you tackle this one, and I hope it's just as, like, that it nails down the wholesome parts of the manga, because, yeah, it's really sweet, like, underneath everything.
Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. John, what's up next?
Alright, so Cammy's number 2 pick for the season is Mix Meisei Story. The synopsis goes, the story takes place in the same Meisei Gakuen High School as Touch, only it is set 26 years later. Like Touch, Mix revolves around brothers and baseball as a main theme.
I had no idea what this was until I saw it on your list. I was like, what the fuck is Mix? And I had to go look it up.
I can back
Baseball.
into this a little bit. Wait, Dom, do you know about Touch?
I know about Takahashi Rumiko. That's
That's
it.
exactly
So,
what I was going to mention, is that I've
Yeah.
seen stuff by the author,
Mhm.
Mitsuru Adachi, and there's a series that they did called Cross Game that I heard was really good, that was another baseball series that I just haven't watched yet. So when I saw the poster and like realized it was a work by the same person and was regarding baseball, I was like, well, sure, I'll check it out, because maybe if it does anything interesting, then I can check out like Cross Game, or I don't know if I would check out the original Touch anime, because apparently it was like 70s, 80s. And I don't know where I'd find it at this point. So
I've wanted to check out Cross Game.
yeah,
So that's interesting.
yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. I really don't know what to expect. I don't know if they're even going to stream it like on Crunchyroll or whatever, but we will see. We will find out.
We'll find out. All right, it is my turn to announce Dominic's number 2 pick for the spring 2019 season is Ultraman.
Hey!
Yay! Ultraman!
So, Shinjiro Hayata, son of Shin Hayata, who was the first Ultraman, has a natural special power. One day, Shinjiro was attacked by unknown enemies. Ultraman saved the day and unmasked himself to show Shinjiro that he was his father. I am your father. Wearing an Ultraman suit provided by Mr. Ide, formerly a member of the SSSP, the Science Special Search Party, Shinjiro throws down the gauntlet and helps his father. Then the real battle commences.
I picked this because, one, it's Ultraman.
It's your brand again?
It's part of my brand of, Japanese superheroes, so I was like, yeah. Another thing is me and Zach also started our first, actual Ultraman show just a couple months ago. We're very slow, but we've been watching that, and I figured, and he's also read the manga. This is based off a manga that someone made that's based on Ultraman.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach has read the manga, and he told me that at the very least the manga is pretty good. So I was like, okay, this seems like my kind of shit. And so I put it on my list, and I remember when I suggested putting it on there, because Cassie was scrolling down my anime list, she was like, "Ugh, really? It's not even an anime?" And I was like, "Yes, Cassie. Yes, it is an anime. Okay? And I'm gonna put it on my list."
I mean, you do you, honey.
But yeah, this is it's a Netflix show, I think, like a Netflix original, so it'll be out all at once in April, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It looks cool. It's 3D CG, but it still looks pretty stylish. And the PV had lots of posing and cool heroic looking moments. So I'm like, I'm down.
All right, moving on to the next one, Dominic.
Okay, so we've got Craig's number 2 pick of the spring 2019 season, which is Kabukicho Sherlock.
Hey, there you go.
The synopsis is Shinjuku West or Shinjuku Ward East Side, the center of the street with most chaos. Thanks, Mal. There's a kabukicho with there's a the synopsis is bad. I'm just gonna read it as is instead of trying to correct it, just because it's funny. There's a kabukicho full of neon lights. When the light is stronger, the shadow is deeper. The story begins when certain bizarre murder happens one night.
Wow.
Suspense or comedy. Drama that cannot identify begins.
Listen, when I make these, I literally copy and paste the Mal synopsises. I don't read through them, so.
Thanks, Mal.
Wow, I think my favorite one is with full of neon lights.
I like drama that cannot identify begins. That should be the tagline of the show.
I also like suspense ? Or comedy ? Drama that cannot be identified with ! Oh boy.
Clearly, Sherlock in Japan with Watson is going to solve all these murder mysteries, and maybe Moriarty's there somehow. Maybe it's like Ninja Batman, where he suddenly gets transported to Japan and he doesn't know what he's doing there. But you know what? It's jazzy, like the PV is very jazzy and it looks like it has a sense of style to it. I don't recall the production company.
It's Production ID.
There you go. So that's another reason why I put it in my list, because hey, it looks like it's got style and it's got a good production company behind it. So let's hope that it actually does something good.
I feel you.
I saw Sherlock, I saw the studio, and I was instantly like, oh, I want to watch this PV. And then before the PV even started, Dominic was like, it's in full CG, by the way. And all of my hope died. And I just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, she just completely turned her brain off. But I put this on my list too. Obviously nowhere near as high as you did. But yeah, I thought it looked decently interesting. So
me too.
I'm excited to see how it turns out.
I hope it ends up good. I just heard full CG and I just got sad and just didn't pay attention. So you'll have to let me know if it's good. Okay, who's next? I actually lost track.
Craig.
It's
me.
Craig. It's
okay.
Craig. It's Craig.
So John's number 2 pick for the Spring Anime 2019 season is Meddlesome Kitsune Senko-san, aka known as Seiwa Yaki Kitsune no Senko-san. The synopsis goes as such. The everyday life of Nakano, a salaryman working for an exploitive company, is suddenly intruded upon by the fox, Senko-san. In parentheses here, we have 800-year-old little girl, because of course. Whether it be for cooking, cleaning, or special service. Again, with parentheses, ? Ellipses. She'll heal his exhaustion with her tender, quote-unquote, care.
Oh, going for the Suki pick, John.
Yes!
It's literally the new Doga Kobo, like, pedo anime.
Yeah!
I've seen random snippets of this as like on some of the manga fan pages I'm on Facebook, where every so often they'll put up a couple of pages from the manga of this, and all I've seen of it has been super wholesome. When I saw this was getting anime, I was like, sure, and I didn't even bother reading the synopsis.
I love how they put an emphasis on, don't worry, she's an 800-year-old little girl.
So it's okay. It's legal, right? Right?
And take care of him with her special service.
That was my thing. Like, I remember reading it and I was like, if special service wasn't in there, I might put this on my list, but I know what they're getting at.
It's also animated by Dogo Kobo.
Yep.
Like, that's their thing. Like, it's gonna look really nice. And who knows, maybe this will be one of their more wholesome pedo animes.
Yeah, John, if you pass it, then Suki doesn't have to make us watch it anyways, so...
Oh my fucking god.
There we go.
But who knows? Maybe this will be the first, like, joking aside, maybe it'll be the first wholesome show that they have released. But the wording of the synopsis worries me.
Also, the PV, this was another one that the PV wasn't actually available for me. I don't know
Oh
if
my
there
God.
was a PV for it, to be honest.
So you didn't look at the synopsis, nor did you have a PV. You're just like, it looks cute. The girl looks cute.
I've read parts of the manga.
Gotcha.
And I recognized it.
I mean, to be fair, it sounds a little bit more wholesome than a show that I put on my list, which I don't think I actually got. But there is another show that is airing this season that, let me see if we're actually running really, like, fast on time, so I'm gonna see if I can go find the synopsis for this.
Is it the one about the
other
orgy
one.
girl? Because
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
put that on my
yeah.
list.
Yeah, I didn't put it high, but here I found it. It's called Midara no Ao-chan wa Benkyou ga Dekinai, which there are two shows this season that end in Dekinai, the other one being We Never Learn. So my brain kind of got confused when I was looking at my list. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to this show that we're probably not going to cover, but I want everyone to know about. That's being done by Studio Silverlink. So let me go ahead and read you the synopsis of this one. When Al was in kindergarten, she smiled ear to ear as she told her classmates how her father, a best-selling erotic author, chose her name. A is an apple and O is an orgy. That day still haunts her 10 years later as she studies with a single goal in mind, to get into an elite university and achieve independence from her father once and for all. She has no youth to misspend and no time to think about boys, ... until her classmate, King Normie Kijima, approaches her with a shocking confession of love. She tries to lose Kijima, but he just can't take a hint. And as her mind runs wild with dirty thoughts, she realizes her father has totally influenced her.
There's also, like, a boob cake or something in the PV, and it's, like, jiggly with the nipple. Like, it's intense.
Yeah. They, like, cut it, too, or something, or
Yeah.
move it around, and it's like, oh my god, that was I actually looked at Dominic and was like, was that a tit? Right? It was just on my screen.
That was a tit.
And I was like, OMG. So who knows? Maybe the Fox Girl anime will be the surprising wholesome show of the season. We'll find out. There are much worse things coming out, apparently.
Or maybe this is the one that Suki's gonna make us watch instead.
She listens to the podcast, Cammy. Don't put that in her head.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
do
you're
that.
right. I'm sorry, it's not streaming legally anywhere. We can't do it.
I'm just over here saying, man, Dogakobo had it good at one point. They did New Game. Tada Never Falls in Love was very okay. But then they went into Uzume territory. Now they have a
haven't
niche.
left.
Now they have a niche.
Listen, I'm sure that these shows appeal to somebody, and I don't know yet if this show falls into that same brand, but if they just keep going and putting out more shows with the kind of questionable content that have been in those shows, it worries me a bit, because that means there's enough people buying it. Not people like Suki who are just appreciating it from afar as a guilty pleasure, but people who are actually going out and buying the Blu-ray DVDs.
Yeah.
Would she buy the Blu-ray DVDs?
I don't know, maybe for Uzumade, but probably not the most recent one. I can't remember what the new one is, but I think that Uzumade is the peak of, like, Suki's, like, guilty pleasure anime. Like, I don't know if anything will ever top it, but we can ask her that on another show. I'm pretty sure she'll come back on at some point. But getting back on topic,
Final round.
final round, the fun, all of the number ones.
All of the number ones, starting with Cassie's number one pick, which is, drumroll, Sara Zanmai!
Who didn't see this coming?
Oh, I know, no clue.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that Cammy was gonna fight me harder for this one, but when I mentioned I really wanted, she's like, okay, cool, I'll just take this other one. And I'm like, okay, that was easy.
Is it weird for me to say that I think that you deserve the Ikuhara anime because you love all of his works, including Yorikuma Arashi? So I was like, you get the new one. You get the new one. I fail as a fangirl, so
Oh. I mean, I'll take it.
yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Keep giving me handout, girls. You're giving out the good handouts. I'll take them all day.
And regardless, we're both gonna be freaking out about this.
We are.
Like in
We
line
are. We're
group
gonna
chats
be-
with Zach, and it's gonna be
We're just gonna have a line chat that's called "What does it mean?"
yes.
It's all a
and just-
metaphor!
Ah!
All
It's
right.
gonna be fun.
Campus!
To get into this metaphor, the stage is Asakusa. One day, 3 second-year middle school students, Kazuki Yasaka, Toi Kuji, and Enta Jinai, meet a Kappa-like creature named Keppi, who is the self-proclaimed heir to the throne of Kappa Kingdom. Keppi forcibly takes the students' shirikodama, a mythical organ Kappa steal through a person's anus, and they are transformed into Kappa. Keppi informs them, if you want to return to your former selves, you need to connect in that way, and you must bring me the shirikodama of zombies. Jesus Christ. Will the three boys
I don't know.
be able to connect and take the shirikodama of zombies? At the same time, 2 policemen, Reo Niiboshi and Mabu Akutsuku, try to do something at the police box where they are stationed. Yeah, so they're definitely, to me, like, kind of, whoa, I'm a little curious. But
Kini narimasu?
the kini narimasu, yes, but the PVs are gorgeous. Oh
They
my
are.
god.
And they released some new character designs in the last few weeks, and I'm just like all for it.
yeah.
It's probably gonna be weird, but I expected it to be weird. So let's just go full Ikuhara weird. The weirder he gets, the better he is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and those policemen are very attractive. Go watch the PV and see.
I've also heard some whisperings of gender identity possibly being explored in this, or at least queerness.
Yes.
Please.
Which, of course, he's explored before, but I want to see how he's going to explore it this time.
yeah.
Because he always explores, like, especially in, like, Utena and Yorikuma especially. I'm sure it was present in Penguin Drum, but especially in those works, he really messes with, like, gender identity and what it is to be a woman, what it is to be a man, what's toxic, what isn't, and also what you're attracted to in this society. So it's always very interesting and layers thick. So hopefully he does what Ikuhara does, and it'll be amazing. I hope. God, I hope.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to tackle it from what I'm assuming at first with like the synopsis is having like a main male cast, because typically I do think he likes to in the past have addressed it through women primarily. So this is an interesting shift, and I'm curious to see what he'll have to say with that.
All right, John.
Alright, so Cammy's number 1 pick for the spring season is Carol and Tuesday.
Yay!
The synopsis goes, 50 years have passed since mankind began migrating to the new frontier, Mars. It's an age where most culture is produced by AI, and people are content to be passive consumers. There's a girl. Scraping a living in the metropolis of Alba City, she's working part-time while trying to become a musician. She's always felt like something is missing. Her name is Carol. There's a girl. Born to a wealthy family in the provincial town of Herschel City, she dreams of becoming a musician, but nobody around her understands. She feels like the loneliest person in the world. Her name is Tuesday. A chance meeting brings them together. They want to sing. They want to make music. Together, they feel like they just might have a chance. The two of them may only create a tiny wave, but that wave will eventually grow into something larger.
I'm so excited.
Watanabe.
On Netflix.
It's Watanabe. Oh, fuck, it's a Netflix. Okay, anyway.
No, it's probably all going to drop at once. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good. That's exciting.
Probably.
Yeah.
Which would be great. Also, I found out that they apparently held like worldwide editions for the girls' singing voices. I'm not sure if it was for the entire character, because I'm pretty sure you would have had to speak fluent Japanese for that. But I know at least for the vocals, they held like worldwide auditions for the characters and for the intro song and some other stuff. So I think that's really cool. I haven't heard of other animes doing that, so that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, Cassie told me about that, and I thought that sounded super cool. I'm also very excited that one of the lead female characters is a character of color. How much they'll divulge or that will be plot relevant, who knows, but it's cool just to see some more representation. The art looks beautiful. The music sounds really good. I am very excited, especially after I was initially so excited to have Chihaya Furu Season 3 this season. I'm glad that I still have something that I really look forward to.
Listen, we're gonna be having so much fun in fall, and that just gives me less of an excuse to not get off my ass and finally watch season 2 of Chihaya Furu. So you have more time to set that fire under me and be like, Cassie, please. Somebody else needs to watch up to this season by the time I do an impression. Get your ass going, Cassie. Come on. So there you go. Thanks, Carol and Tuesday, for giving me more of an opportunity and time for Cammy to not murder me in my sleep because I haven't finished Chihaya Furu.
We'll give Cassie a break.
But no, this one looks really, 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 really good. And I remember, just to bring up a fun story, I'm the one who takes care of managing who gets what picks and how it's a mystery, and so I'm the only one who typically knows going in what everyone has, except for, of course, the lists people get, which I learned recently could be exploited because Dominic got Craig's and knew their picks were similar and was like, oh, so I know I got this one, and I'm like, fuck. Now I gotta take that into consideration. I
had all my picks guessed even before even going into this.
But I remember her texting me, and I texted her and said, wow, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but the picks this time are weird. And she's like, did somebody take Carol on Tuesday? And it's like, no, put down the knife. It's okay, Cammy.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Because I texted Get, and I was like, well, Cassie said the results were weird, so I'm assuming someone took Carol on Tuesday. And Get just texted me back in all caps, fight them. And then I was like, I promise no violence, Cassie. And she was like, no, it's okay. Like, that's fine. That's all good.
Trust me, nobody took that from you. I will spoil that as much. Nobody took Carol and Tuesday from you. Please don't murder anyone.
Mortal Kombat.
The angel, the angel that keeps us all safe. In this podcast.
Oh, jeez. But no, I'm excited for you, and this is one that I'm like super excited about too. If Sarazen Mine did not exist, this would probably be the one I'm most excited about too. So
we're just gonna be like messaging each other while we simultaneously watch all our picks. It's gonna be great.
Spring is going to be like the season where I'm like literally keeping up with a shit ton of anime. Most of the time I'll like sample the season and be like, all right, if somebody passed it, I'll watch it when we review it. Like there's gonna be so much stuff I feel like I'm gonna be keeping up with weekly in spring. It's stacked. So, Dominic's number one pick for the spring 2019 season is Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yes! Yeah!
Ah! So, since ancient times, rumors have abounded of man-eating demons lurking in the woods. Because of this, the local townsfolk never venture outside at night. Legend has it that a demon slayer also roams the night, hunting these bloodthirsty demons down. For young Tanjiro, these rumors will soon become his harsh reality. Ever since the death of his father, Tanjiro has taken it upon himself to support his family. Although their lives may be hardened by tragedy, they've found happiness. But that ephemeral warmth is shattered one day when Tanjiro finds his family slaughtered. Wow, Jesus Christ, spoilers. When he finds his
episode 1 thing.
Probably. When he finds his family slaughtered and the lone survivor, his sister Nezuko, turned into a demon. To his surprise, however, Nezuko still shows signs of human emotion and thought. Thus begins Tanjiro's quest to fight demons and turn his sister human again.
So not gonna lie, I didn't even read the synopsis before now. I haven't watched a PV. Don't know anything other than that this is like a Shonen Jump property. Which normally I would not pick, because with Shonen, I think most of them start way too slow for me to really get latched onto. It's a big reason I've been low-key avoiding My Hero Academia. But this one has a few things that kind of piqued my interest. One, it's being done by Ufotable, which, they make some pretty stuff, I guess.
Mhm.
2, and this is the big thing, the music, they got Goshina on the music. And let me tell you about my man, Goshina. So Goshina did the music for Tales of Legendia on the PS2, which is notably the best Tales soundtrack. And he did a few tracks for Tales of Zestiria, and all the tracks that he did for Tales of Zestiria are the only good pieces of music in that game. He also did a bunch of music for God Eater, and he did a bunch of music for Tekken. Basically, Goshina is amazing, and I love his music, and he's my friend on Facebook. So I was like, oh, he's doing music for this new anime. I'm excited. That seems cool. And I was talking to Zach about it, and Zach told me that Togashi, the writer for Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, apparently praised this manga or something. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I trust Togashi. He's a cool guy. So I put this as my number 1. Those are my reasons. I don't actually know anything legitimate about the content.
I mean, it sounds intense. And God, what we just have seasons back to back about people's family being slaughtered by demons or people's body parts being taken by demons.
Mm-hmm.
With a samurai aesthetic.
The other cherry on top, too, Dom, is I watched the PV and I think it looks really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I think
I
I
don't
put
think
it
we even
number
bothered
2.
to watch the PV.
We didn't, no.
No, Cammy, your list got butchered because it was Cammy's list was her number 1, then everybody else's number 1s, then the rest of her list.
Gomen kudasai.
And I was like, no, don't apologize. You're the one who didn't get anything. I was like,
it's okay.
Oh no, I'm on her 6th. I hope she's not mad.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just glad someone's gonna be reviewing that because I thought it looked interesting. And when I talked to a lot of other people about it, they were just like, well, it's ufotable, but it's not Fate, and everything they've made that's not Fate sucks. And I was like, you guys are really killing hype for this early. What the heck? I think it's worth checking out.
Right.
They are incorrect because I've seen some of their game animations in the Tales games, especially, and it's not just Fate. They can do other good shit.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear what you think about it.
I was just gonna bring up Kara no Kyokai, but I mean that's in the same line, I guess, as Fate. But I mean, I gotta bring it up.
Because you want to bring up Kara no Kyokai.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, honey, I didn't say that you're only allowed to do TV series for your host picks.
But I already made you sit through all of them.
You didn't make everybody else.
I would make everybody else feel bad about sitting through them, and then you sitting through them again, especially.
I mean, if we sit through them again, I'm just going to demand we watch them in chronological order this time. Because I've watched them in the quote-unquote true order, so now let me watch it in chronological.
If someone can give me a list of the order to watch them in, I would watch them.
Everybody says that you should watch them in release order.
You should
first.
watch them in release order first. That is my recommendation.
And then if you feel like rewatching it, then you can watch it in chronological order, which I did my time. Let me watch it in chronological order. But no, those movies, as much as they confused me and I really want to go back and try and see if I can pick up, but that's just the thing, they're confusing in a good way. There's stuff that you need to put together yourself. It's like Boogie Pop, but actually what Boogie Pop should have been like it's actually creepy and you get the pieces of the puzzle and you have to put them together yourself. It's just, I don't think I'm that smart and I really want to cheat, so I want to go back and put them in chronological order. But, those movies are really good. Everyone should watch them, whether Dominic forces us to or not.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, so
it's got some bloody scenes, but I don't think it's anything you couldn't handle. Cammy. I mean, there is some cannibalism in there, which has brought up one of my favorite lines in me and Dominic's relationship, which is we were watching one of the movies and...
We were watching the end... So movie 6 is, the tamest... it's about, a school. There's Shiki, who's in the school, and then there's Asuka, who goes to this school. And it's just, a really it's, very tame compared to every other movie. There's not a whole lot of, gruesome violence or killing. But there at the end, there's a preview for movie 7, which contains a guy who like eats people. Like that's his thing. He's a cannibal. And so the end is like the end of the movie. The preview is like him like eating like the first person he's ever like done that to. And then so we're sitting there watching the end, and I was like, yeah, Cassie, this movie's fine. There's not a whole lot of gross stuff in it because the one that comes before it, movie 5, is like one of the more gruesome ones too.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and
this
I wanted
one's
a break, and they set it up. Like, we were going, and they were like, don't worry, Cassie, like, you can chill. Because, like, every other movie made me jump multiple times. I was just like, I need a break. Like, even I have, like, a cap. I have a cap. And we went in with Dominic saying, Cassie, don't worry, this movie's totally chill. And then we get to the end, and we're watching this in silence. And then suddenly Dominic says, sorry, I forgot about the cannibalism.
I forgot there was a preview.
And it was just one of the best, like, uttered sentences that they've ever said to me, so I'll remember it for the rest of my life. Cassie, I'm sorry, I forgot about the cannibalism. Good times. But we've spent a lot of time on your number 1 pick and going off on tangents, so let's move on. More people want to know what their number 1s are.
Okay, so now we have Craig's number 1 pick for the spring 2019 season.
What could it be? What could it be? What could it be?
It's One Punch Man 2!
Yeah!
One Punch!
I was trying to low-key try and figure out what everybody's number 1s were so I could try and low-key try and persuade everyone to not pick those things. So when I was like going up to Craig, I was just like, so dude, One Punch Man, because I did the same thing with John. I was like, so this anime, you gonna put it as your number 1? And they were like, no, because I think that so-and-so and so-and-so is going to put it as their number 1. And I was like, no, that's not happening.
Cassie's, like, trying to play the fucking court here.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody ends up happy, okay? So I went up to Craig about One Punch Man, thinking that was obviously probably going to be his number 1. And he's like, I don't know. Different studios doing it. I don't know. And I'm like, Craig, you're making my job so fucking hard.
But yeah, the synopsis, since it's Mal, we have the season 1 synopsis. The seemingly ordinary and unimpressive Saitama has a rather unique hobby, being a hero. In order to pursue his childhood dream, he trained relentlessly for 3 years and lost all of his hair in the process. Now Saitama is incredibly powerful, so much so that no enemy is able to defeat him in battle. In fact, all it takes to defeat evildoers with just one punch has led to an unexpected problem. He is no longer able to enjoy the thrill of battling and has become quite bored. This all changes with the arrival of Genos, a 19-year-old cyborg who wishes to be Saitama's disciple after seeing what he is capable of. Genos proposes that the two join the Hero Association in order to become certified heroes that will be recognized for their positive contributions to society, and Saitama, shocked that no one knows who he is, quickly agrees. And thus begins the story of One Punch Man, an action comedy that follows an eccentric individual who longs to fight strong enemies that can hopefully give him the excitement he once felt, and just maybe, he'll become popular in the process.
One Punch!
One Punch! So what made you pick this as your number 1 in the end, Craig? Because I know you said you had some reservations.
I was waffling between that, Ultraman, and Sherlock, to be quite honest. And at the end of the day, I was like, I don't think anyone would pick this, because I think Dom was also waffling about it because it's JC Staff, and while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it doesn't have the budget that is probably Season 1 in Madhouse. The PB, while it definitely is still the same characters, you can tell it's not necessarily the same amount of budget. That being said, I watched all of Food Wars, and I like Food Wars, and JC Staff has animated action before, so I figured, you know what? I have a feeling that no one else is going to pick this. And you know what? I was right, so I'm safe. There's my number 1. It's secure. It's an easy pick. Let's see how this is. This is a comedy series. Season 1 is a comedy, and it's definitely not in the same vein as My Hero Academia, just in the sense of, well, at least Season 1 was, holy shit, look at the production value on this one. And look at Genos. He's getting bodied hard in every instance. Poor Genos. you're hanging out with the wrong crowd, kid. But I'm very curious to see what will happen in this season. I hear it focuses on a side character we briefly met in season 1. I think his name's King. Yeah, we'll see how Saitama will continue to be the One Punch Man and hopefully meet an equal that can make it so he can defeat that opponent with not 1 hit, but 2 hits.
This was on my list.
I was about to say, it wasn't that nobody picked it. A lot of people put it pretty high, actually.
Yeah, it was on my list. I, like you said, I had my reservations because the Switch and Studio,
Yep.
but I don't know if that necessarily means there isn't good staff
Yeah.
on it, because I haven't paid that much in-depth attention to it. So, I'm excited to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you think. I'll probably still give it a watch anyways because I enjoyed the first season of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was actually pretty high on most people's lists, I think. So,
We're done.
you done good, Craig. Okay, and now rounding it out, Craig, how about you announce the last number 1 of the evening?
Okay, John's number 1 pick for the spring anime season 2019 is a rice ball.
That's awesome.
The best rice ball?
aka Fruits Basket 2019. Synopsis is after a family tragedy turns her life upside down, 16-year-old high schooler Toru Honda takes matters into her own hands and moves out into a tent. Unfortunately for her, she pitches her new home on the private land belonging to the mysterious Soma clan, and it isn't long before the owners discover her secret. But as Toru quickly finds out, when the family offers to take her in, the Somas have a secret of their own. When hugged by the opposite sex, they turn into animals of the Chinese zodiac. Just real quick before John says his piece on it, they've been announcing the English dub of this, and Laura Bailey is returning to be Toru, which is pretty rad, if you ask me.
Yeah, they're getting like a lot of the original cast for the dub.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty neat. I don't know about the Japanese, but
Yeah. Yuki and Kyo also in the dub are reprising, which is really cool.
Nice.
that makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I love Jerry Jewell. I didn't know he was reprising Kyo, and that makes me really happy.
I should probably check if the Japanese cast are returning, because I did watch it in Japanese with subtitles. So, yeah. Ever have one of those moments where you didn't realize you needed something until you had it? This series is pretty much like Fruits Basket Brotherhood, I guess.
Yep.
Because I like the original series. I really enjoyed the original series, but I guess at some point they either caught up with the manga or decided they're not going to be able to do all of the manga, so they did a anime original ending.
Yep.
Never actually got around to finding the manga to actually read it myself, so I knew there was more, but never got around to it, so he's hoping that they actually stick to it, and I'm super looking forward to this. I super enjoyed Fruits Basket. I think Fruits Basket was actually one of the first non-magical girl shoujo anime I ever watched, in all honesty.
Nice.
Especially with a female protagonist. So yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of this series, and I'm super looking forward to this version of it.
I'm right there with you, John. Like, I was so into Fruits Basket when I was in high school, and I used to be, like, a very quiet and sweet girl, I suppose, back in the day. So, like, my nickname in high school was Toru, and I loved it, and I was so excited. And I read all of the manga, and I have a planner from when I was in high school on my bookshelf right now that was a Fruits Basket fucking planner that I carried around because I loved Fruits Basket so much. So I'm really looking forward to it too. I'm right there with you. It's a very beloved classic. I have heard a lot of people are not very fond of the change in art style, but I kind of dig it. I kind of like
Yeah.
it. It looks more polished, in my opinion.
I'm just saying, my beloved Prince Yuki-sama still looks beautiful, so I'm good with
Yeah,
it.
it just looks. It's like they took the original and just put a little bit of shine on it. They
Yeah.
made, and I've heard people like one of the complaints I heard was it looks like too much like anime that's already coming out nowadays. They're taking away all the originality of the original designs, and I'm like, I don't really agree. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think the eyes still look very similar to like the eyes and how they were drawn in the manga, so
Yeah. I know they slightly more modernized the uniform designs, but that's not a complaint on my end. That's just they decided to update it a little bit.
Yeah, that and like the original anime came out in like the early 2000s. Like stuff has evolved since then, and they're just using those new techniques. So
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited to see how the new art style plays out. It might look, I don't know, maybe it'll grate on me over time, but for right now, I'm intrigued with it
Mhm.
more so than I am concerned about it. But that's just me. I'm excited. I might go reread the manga. Maybe I'll do that. And with that, I guess that's everybody's picks. How's everybody feeling? Are you excited? Are you happy? Are you satisfied?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it. I was anticipating the cannibalization because it's a stacked series, and I think that's just what happens. But we all got our number one, which is really awesome.
And that is all that matters. Now, I know a couple of other podcasts do this, so I wanted to start doing it as well. So, and you don't have to pick something from your list, but what do you guys think is going to be like the hit of the season? Out of our like, it doesn't even have to be our picks. It could be something that we didn't get, but what do you guys think?
One Punch Man?
One Punch Man?
I mean, it was the big when it came out the first season, so
Mhm.
maybe.
I mean,
I'm thinking Fruits Basket.
I'm gonna go with Carol and Tuesday.
I was gonna say
Carol and Tuesday is pretty good too. I think that the nostalgia factor is going to be big on people, as much as why I say Fruits Basket, but otherwise I'd probably go with Carol and Tuesday too, because that one's being marketed all to hell, and it's
Yeah.
a Watanabe property, so I think it'll have some pretty staying power. What about you, Craig? What do you think is going to be the hit of the season?
Carol, Netflix has proven to me that reaches the huge, broad audience, and I'm sure it will probably get recognized at end of the years. A lot of
That's
end of the
true.
year
When
stuff.
it just comes to like the sheer amount of coverage that it could probably reach is a little more, maybe.
No, clearly Ultraman is going to be
Oh, you're
the
right.
Netflix hit
You're right.
of 2019.
Oh, of course. Honestly, I'm really hoping that Carol and Tuesday is going to be like really, 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 really good, because I have so much hype for it.
Yeah.
And I want it to rock my world. I want it to be my number one at the end of the year. Come on. Show me that you can beat Mob Psycho. Come on, Carol and Tuesday.
I want Iku's new show to like hit fever highs and not just kind of like come and go.
I think Ikuhara's show is going to be amazing. I think, though, with most of his shows, still, it is vastly beloved by the people that watch it, but I don't think it ever gets, like, the
Mainstream.
huge numbers. Which, like, that, that's fair. That's a part of it. Like, it's art, and it hits people personally.
Would you say that about Utena? Because I feel like that one was massively popular.
I feel
and
like it
still
was
is.
the most massively popular, but at the same time, I feel like you still get a lot of people that were like, I didn't watch this show because it looked like a Yuri Hurteder. Like, I've seen comments about that and stuff. So I feel like out of
Yeah.
his shows, yes, but it's also had the most time to be shown to people as well. Yeah.
It's true. And it gained it gained its name, and it deserves it.
It's aged
Utena's
like a
very good.
fine wine.
We literally just watched it like a year and a half ago, and I feel like I need to rewatch Utena, because I feel like because of the Black Rose arc, I didn't give it like the ending as much like thought and feelings as it deserved, because I was so salty.
I mean, I got confused too the first time, and rewatching it always helps. Like, just a little bit. Me being like, huh.
We gotta drag you through that one day. Maybe I'll just do a rewatch and force you to watch it with me.
But yeah, so I think Sarazanmai will be great. I just don't anticipate it being like a mass hit, unfortunately, while I think
Yeah.
it might deserve it.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a short episode tonight, but only by 15 minutes. So does anybody have any final thoughts or emotions or feelings?
I hope that
John, how much would it cost me to get some tea?
Why is it always about the cost? Why is there no other like tea factor?
I'm an American. Everything is about money and capitalism.
She's not wrong.
Okay, do you have a fruit tea that you like? Is there a fruit tea that you enjoy?
There you go.
I have tried a couple of teas that I did enjoy, but I actually can't for the life of me remember what ones they were. One I never was told in the first place. I was just hung over at Tokonatsu one day, and one of the girls at Toko, who tends to bring a lot of tea with her, took one look at me and just was like, I know what you want, you need this, and handed me a cup. And it tasted like chocolate, and she told me it was a detox tea, and it was lovely, and I never asked her what it was.
Yeah, I can tell a cute little story about some downtime that John and I had during KomoriCon where we went to Starbucks to go grab something. And I think I had like I had that like witch's brew one that was around in October.
Uh-huh.
The, like,
I got that too, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, it's fun. You go to Starbucks, you see the crazy drink and you try it. And
yeah, basically.
Yeah, and then John walks into Starbucks and goes to the counter and asks the guy, do you have any Earl Grey tea? Like in his accent. And I'm like, it's the Brit coming to Starbucks and getting tea. I love it. I love it.
That's also the second time that I've been to America and ordered a giant cup of tea and like added 6 sugars to it.
Oh, that's right. You did add a bunch of sugar in there.
That reminds me, there's apparently some sort of tea that's called like the medicine ball from Starbucks that apparently is like really, really good. And it's supposed to help you out when you're sick. I can't remember what's in it, but I've heard like really good things about it, and I never remember it when I'm feeling sick, and I really want to try it. But yeah, it's called the medicine ball.
Nice.
Let's see, what is in it? Let's see here. I don't know. I'm gonna go look it up. Listen, we got 10 minutes to burn. I might as well look up what's in a frickin' medicine ball. Let's see. It's jade citrus mint tea, peach tranquility tea, half a cup of boiling water, and they fill the rest of the cup up with steamed lemonade.
Ooh, that does
that
sound
sounds
really
good.
nice.
I gotta try that. I'm gonna try it when I'm not sick. Fuck it. Next time I go to Starbucks, I'm getting a medicine ball. Fuck it.
Nice.
I want to see what this tastes, because it just sounds so nice, and I've heard such good things, and I just never try it, because I always forget it exists. They had the cherry coffee thing for Valentine's Day, and I never got it, and I'm really depressed.
Oh, yeah, I missed out on that too.
My mother keeps having fizzy lemonade here, like what you typically buy here in a store. Sort of like a Sprite, but just lemonade.
Sparkling lemonade?
Yeah, just sparkling lemonade. She has that, puts it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then adds a heap spoonful of honey into it and stirs it, and that's apparently really good for your throat. Really
Nice.
soothing.
Huh. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our podcast with a side of tea. Unless anybody has any other things to say, I think we can go and leave and make our own little cups of tea. Everybody good? We all good? We all get it out of our system? We're all excited for the new season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this has been Annie Chatbox episode 102. Before I let you guys go, I'm going to hit you with our social links because I forgot we're doing that at the end now instead of the beginning, and I just forgot they existed. So, our social links are, if you want to follow us at twitter.com/AnnieChatbox, that's where you can find our newest episodes when they're posted, and when Dominic, our new social media person, feels like posting stuff, they're going to start doing that. We also post little teasers of what we're going to be reviewing with pictures of our Discord call. calls. So it's a fun little thing that we're doing. So if you want to know what we're going to be reviewing for the next week, you can always, follow us there and you'll see a screenshot from time to time. You can also send us any questions, comments, concerns, or tea recipes at anniechatmail@gmail.com. We'll read them here on the air, so definitely go ahead and give us a nice little toss out. If you're listening to us on iTunes, did you know that you can also listen to us on Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, and YouTube? Well, now you do. Or a variety of others. You can just go and listen to us wherever the hell you want. Also, we are making some changes to our Patreon at patreon.com/AnnieChatbox. By the time that this episode is released, we should have those updated tiers. So go and take a look, see if you're interested in supporting us, and you might get some goodies from us. Including but not limited to covers and ringtones and special episodes that we're going to be starting up in the next month or so. So definitely go check those out and give us some support if you'd like. We're here for it. We are totally here for it. We want to go ahead and give a shout out to our current patrons, Sarah, CorpsyAnn, Carol, Suki, and Paul. They are the 3 that are keeping the lights on, and they are the 3 that we appreciate. So thank you guys so much. And last but not least, have you gotten tired of hearing Cammie and Craig because they hang out over at Save Our Progress? I know you haven't gotten, let's be real, you haven't gotten tired of listening to them. Cammie has been guest starring, I suppose, on quite a few of them recently, and Craig is a mainstay. So if you want to hear more from them in a more loose kind of atmosphere where they just talk about whatever they want. I think Cammie tends to show up on their anime movie nights, but she also has been on an Oscars episode. You can go check them out at soundcloud.com/saveourprogress. Woo!
Woo.
That's it.
Yeah.
We can get out of here. Oyasumi, everyone.
Good night!
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.